Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of TEPSA Presents, another one of our member spotlights. I'm your host, Todd Nesloni, the Director of Culture and Strategic Leadership here at the Texas Elementary Principals and Supervisors Association. We are thrilled every week to introduce you to another fantastic leader across the state of Texas. And today, I've got Amanda with me. Amanda, kind of tell everybody a little bit about you. Who are you?
Well, I am the principal of an early childhood, so I have 300 of the most precious pre-K and kindergarten students in the world. I work with amazing staff, and I've been an administrator there for 4 years. And I'm also a mom of 3. All my kids are adults, which is awesome. We, like this weekend, become empty nesters, and we're expecting our first grandbaby in July.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so that's like a whole new role that I'm going to be fulfilling here pretty soon. But I mean, I'm just blessed to like have an amazing life. Yeah. I love what I do for a living, and I have a great family and support system, so I cannot complain.
I love it. Well, Amanda, tell me a little bit about your journey into education. Did you always know you wanted to be in education, or was that something you kind of had to grow into?
No. So from an early age, my dad's a doctor. And so from about the age of 5, my dad would take me on rounds with him every Sunday night. And I had my own little white coat and stethoscope, and I would go to the hospital every night and do rounds with him. And so I pretty much was, I would say, groomed to be a physician. And 8th grade, I remember reading the Grey's Anatomy textbook from cover to cover. And that was always my goal. And once I got into college, I just felt like I was being called into a different direction. I knew that I always wanted to be a servant to others. And I just felt called to go into education. And so I changed my major. And my parents, I was really worried about my parents being disappointed, but they were so supportive and they're so proud of everything that I do. And I became a teacher. And I was a teacher for about 15 years, ranging from pre-K to high school. So I've got all kinds of experience. And then I've been anything from a technology specialist to PR, district testing coordinator, assistant curriculum director, assistant principal, and now I'm serving my best role ever as an early childhood principal.
There you go. Well, you know, as we talk about those journeys, one thing that I always wonder about for each one of us is at some point you're in the classroom teaching and you realize, I think a leadership role might be for me. Some of us have to kind of feel that urge inside. Others have people tell us that we were meant to lead in different ways. When did you know that you might be ready to step outside the classroom and lead in a different way?
So I had the opportunity to work with some great leadership along my journey who saw something in me that I did not see in myself. When my principal, Ms. Hendricks, told me early on in my career, you're going to be a principal someday, I said, I am not going to be a principal. And that just wasn't something I saw for myself. But as I grew into my role as a teacher and a leader on my campus, she gave me plenty of opportunities to lead. And I actually was able to go to the Apple Academy in Cupertino and became an Apple Distinguished Educator. And so I thought I wanted to be a technology integration specialist. That was going to be my role. And I actually met you at a TCA event when you were part of the Tech Ninjas. And yes, I was kind of fangirling a little bit. And so I thought that's kind of the route I wanted to go. And then as I got into leadership, and I just saw, you know, I have some things that I can offer to others in the role as far as being a servant leader and supporting others. And that I started kind of believing in myself. And I had great superintendents along the way that helped mold me into the leader that I am today. I did not see that for myself early on in my career, but I'm fortunate enough to work for some really great leaders who have molded me and given me those opportunities to lead.
I always love when we have those moments where somebody saw something in us that we didn't see in ourselves, and we believe them and we take that leap, and then great things come from it. Well, Amanda, in these conversations, one of my favorite parts of it is the end, when we get to have you share something with our listeners that is either a tip, a memory, a tool. What did you bring to share today?
I have thought about this for a long time. I think this is the hardest question out there because I feel like, I'm still pretty young in my principal career. Maybe I don't have a whole lot to offer, but I think the one thing that I'm pretty proud of is just really building a culture of family on our campus. Support these days is so important. You hear a lot in social media and the news that's negative about education. And it was important for me to really build a strong sense of family on my campus. So, as staff, we spend more of our waking hours together than we do with our own families. And so that's so important that we support each other and that we trust each other. And that trickles down into the classrooms and having families with our students, and then into parent and family engagement. And so that is a strong focus of what we do on our campus, is just building that sense of culture of family where we support each other. And it's really the driving force of our core values and beliefs. And when our leadership team met this summer, I said, what do you want our campus to feel like? What does it need to sound like? And they said a family. And that was our starting point for everything that we did from then, like our mission, our vision, our building our core values and beliefs, from student and staff expectations, and all of that came from just that one phrase of, we want to feel like a family every day. And we have had the opportunity this year more than ever to support each other. And I think that's the most important thing.
I love that. When you can feel valued and supported and seen, you love coming to work. So that is awesome, Amanda. If people want to connect with you, is there somewhere that you're on social media that can connect with you?
Well, I obviously have a Facebook page because I love to connect with my staff, my family, and all that. So they can find me at Amanda Brown-Goode. And then our campus has a Facebook page, and we post lots of fun things that we're doing. And that's the Buller Early Childhood Facebook page. So they can definitely hit me up there. And then I have a Twitter. That's Amanda Brown-Goode as well. And so you can hit me up there, and I would love to connect with other leaders and find out what you're doing great on your campus. And these are times that we really need to connect with each other and support each other.
I love it. Well, Amanda, thank you so much for being here. I love the work you're doing. We were proud to be able to advertise you and brag on you to others. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everybody, for listening or watching another episode of TEPSA Presents. We hope to see you at the TEPSA Summer Conference, June 8th through 10th at the Kalahari Resort in Round Rock. You will not want to miss it. Join us next week for an all-new member spotlight.